And now I would like to introduce Dr. George J. Roman. He's an excellence and pioneering consultant at Dubai Police. His experience includes leading a global management consulting firm with strategic expertise in leadership development, customer satisfaction, workforce engagement and process excellence, business excellence frameworks, business process management, lean management, benchmarking, and TQM. He has worked with the Baldrige Excellence Framework for over 15 years, involving the assessment of many organizations, from SMEs to multi-site companies, and a wide range of businesses, including government departments, local government, manufacturers, banks, and SMEs. He has a global presence. He's been a speaker in business excellence and benchmarking at regional, national, and international conferences. And he's conducted over 50 presentations around the world, including UAE, Singapore, USA, Russia, Saudi Arabia, New Zealand, Kuwait, Philippines, China, Malaysia, Iran, Argentina, Mexico, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, and Chile. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Martin. How are you doing? Can you hear me well?
I can hear you well.
Let me test my presentation right here.
Okay.
It's all good now?
I see it. You're good. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, thanks to Dr. Musa and the entire International Academy for Quality for the kind invitation. Thank you, Dr. Kim and Dr. Narimani, for a great presentation. I really enjoyed it. As you mentioned, both of you with different view of the future of quality, there are many challenges, and I just wanted to share now with you guys some of the future trends in higher education, and also some challenge that Dr. Narimani already explained in her presentation, and to see after in the QA session how we can answer some of the interesting questions by the attendees. Again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, assalamu alaikum. Greeting from Dubai. Future trend in higher education, we can see in different areas, social, political, in the way of policies, and of course, in the main actors of the stakeholders, universities, government, students, is the full ecosystem. So as a Forbes in September 2022, say higher education is facing one of the biggest period of unknown in recent memory. There is no single person or aspect of education that hasn't been or lives shaken by the pandemic. We all know was the last 2.5 years. Also, we suffer similar things in Dubai Police, not just in Dubai Police, but in Dubai Police Academy as well, and the way to train, to educate, and to keep going on with the classes for the cadet and for the new member of the police force. So it's been difficult, and very challenging for many of us around the world, right? So some of the higher education challenge that I want to share with you guys over here is deliver a more personalized learn journey. It's going to be probably one of the big tasks for everyone, because here I'm talking about tailor-made and customized, how to try to accommodate what we have already in college and universities, programs, undergrad, grad school, to the students. As Dr. Narimani mentioned, the digital way to keep learning. Actually, look, this conference is a webinar. I have colleagues in Pakistan, in UK, in Dubai, all over the world. It's probably one of the big challenge, how to make a standard that everybody can learn, can share knowledge through different digital channels, right? Also, another interesting challenge is going to be bridge the gap between the education and work. And this is a very important and critical point. The bridge that they have, the separation, the gap between where we're teaching now and where we need at work, sometimes the gap is going bigger, bigger, and bigger. And also what we need to do is to reduce the gap and communicate and have a straightforward bridge to see what are the needs at work and what we're producing in a school. When we're talking about producing, I say, what type of capabilities we're giving to students in order to close that gap. And I can give a different example. I work I've been teaching as a part-time professor and visiting different universities around the world for the last 20 years, but also I've been working in consulting for 25 years. And now I'm full-time in Dubai Police for the last 5 years. And I always see sometimes, as you probably know very well, sometimes university produce a diploma, a career, a degree that when the students finish and going to work, it's already too late because the technology, the society, the context change. And one example that happened to us in Dubai Police, no one predict 20, 30 years ago to start teaching at the Dubai Police Academy all about cybercrime, cryptocurrency, Bitcoins, all fraud online. One of the major challenges that we face every day in Dubai Police and police around the world. Another important things, international cooperation, how we prepare our police forces in the UK, in Singapore, in Australia, in Chile, and in the United States to communicate better with the partners through different channels. So this couple of examples that the universities, the higher education ecosystem need to prepare with the capability, with the right soft and hard skill, students that are able to add value to different type of organization, public, private type of organization, large, small, medium enterprise organization. So the bridge is one of the gap, and sorry, is one of the big challenge that we need to come out with quick and fast ideas in order to be proactive and not be reactive. When, I don't know, before the pandemic, let's think about December 2019, I don't know how many universities were well prepared for digital transformation. And they have a strategy for 10 years, for 5 years. So when the pandemic hit, everybody or most of the universities were prepared. It was not the case, right? So these type of examples are a big challenge for not just the private public university student, it's the full ecosystem. Improve blended learning capabilities. As we all know, the importance of do blended teaching online, physically, is going to be more and more. And with the timing as well, different, we need to create courses tailor-made for our students and not in the traditional way, right? Offer the best possible student experience probably at the field from the year number one, for the first year, at the career, to be exposed, to be helping to do practices, to do internship with the organization in the region, international, and they can add value and to understand better the idea, how to focus and how to give back to the society regarding your knowledge. So Jeffrey Brown, the Dean of U.S. College of Business at the University of Illinois, say, original purpose of higher education. How about if we go back to the classical liberal education? The idea was to make us more rational, more thoughtful, and more informed citizens. And that's the question. We should go back to the traditional, classical, liberal education, or we should go ahead and this is not enough, and to challenge ourselves in order to learn, and what is the real purpose of higher education? Are we willing to keep adding value to the society, to the organization that they are facing many challenges in order to have a better society? It's a win-win society. When I'm talking about be proactive in the challenge and how Dubai Police prepare our people in one example regarding, I don't know, criminal asset or cybercrime or cryptocurrency, is how we can see ahead 2050, 2100, in the next 50 years, in the next 30 years, and how we can work together with the universities around Dubai, UAE, but also with international universities that they can help and support Dubai Police strategy in our case, and it's all regarding the value proposition. Dubai Police have a clear value proposition. It's called make Dubai the safest city in the world. So everything have to aim that value proposition, and the education system need to support and to understand what are the proposition, the value proposition, what are the values for different type of organization. I'm talking in this case Dubai Police, but we have Dubai Municipality and we have NBD Bank and we have different organizations, small, medium enterprise organization, that they do have the same idea to add value to the stakeholders, to add value to the government, to the society, to the customers, etc. So different global contexts. It's difficult to say, well, this is what happened, the future trend in higher education in all the countries, because it's not true. What happened probably in UAE and UK or in Chile, Mexico must be very different. So one of the best countries in the world delivering the best higher education, I mentioned there South Korea, Germany, United States, Japan, Canada, and I wish I can see potential in the near future, countries from Latin America as well, universities from Latin America as well, universities from Africa, and all over the world, so we can have a better standard level of delivering the best higher education, global. So when we have a different global context, we need to have different solution, tailor-made to Mexico, Costa Rica, Japan, and UAE, and have to be customized, have to be defined by the Ministry of Education of the country, the full PPP, public-private partnership, that Dr. Narimani as well, she mentioned it, and how to add value in the long run. So according to UNESCO, 120 million people will be in the higher education by 2030, with 2.3 of these will be overseas. So it's a huge challenge, and also because means that we need to prepare, and 2030 is in 7 years from now. So what is the plan? What is the strategy for each country, for different type of university, supporting the idea to deliver the knowledge through everyone? That's interesting to know. What are some of the future trends in higher education? Well, some of them, Dr. King, Dr. Narimani already mentioned it, but also we have universities explore new business model. We don't know what's going to be the new business model for Dubai Police, or I don't know, for a hospital or library in the next 50 years. We need to know exactly what are the new business model in order to prepare, be proactive, and add value to this type of organization. Digital transformation, learning environment, Dr. Narimani explained a lot about this, the importance of be connecting 24/7 with our students, with our ecosystem, the entire people of behind the university, the staff, professor, how we train them, the importance to be ready and to understand how the digital transformation work in Costa Rica, Ghana, or Nigeria. So it's not the same just focus in the developed countries. Want to see how the digital transformation learning experience and this environment affect different countries and different contexts. The learning ecosystem, what I mentioned before, the public-private partnership, how we work all together in order to have an effective learning ecosystem. And career prospect will heavily influence on college decision. What are the new careers? What are the new type of skill that we need? what type of new police officer, in our case, we need for 2050. Are we still having a traditional police station, or it's going to be just digital? We need more police force prepared for all the fraud and everything that happen online, or apps, or how you transfer and you negotiate with drugs. It's going to be still need more people on the street, or we'll need more machines, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and on the street, and we need to have a expert regarding software. So all these things are to integrate, and we need to have a link with college decision based on the need by the organization, right? So those type of things are critical and very important, and I think are one of the things that we need to focus on. Future trend in higher education, also, we need to ask some questions and to see where the challenge. How do we prepare students, our workers, to do the jobs that don't even exist yet? Again, the business model. To compete in industry and with business model that haven't even been invented yet. I don't know if we talk about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, that many of the business will be today, people are working full online, or how to call the people that are working in type of business regarding Instagram, social media, Twitter, country managers. Those type of capabilities, are we willing to keep supporting the new business model for the future ahead? That's a big challenge, right? So how do I see the future? Some of the importance for higher education is to focus what happened out there, what happened outside, what happened in the real work, what are the work trends? And we can see many different areas, right? Change in work-life pattern are further accelerated by globalization, we know that, and technology change. Over the past 10 years, a process of job polarization have reduced the share of middle skill jobs related to share of working in high and low skill occupation. And this process is likely to intensify by the future, a near future. Over the next 20 years, 14% of the existing jobs could disappear due to the automatization. Well, some people mention 25%, some people 30%. So that we need to be prepared and be ready. So regarding rate of automatization, we do have by the World Economic Forum explained by 2020 and 2025, you see the difference between 53 to 47, and back in 2020 was 67 and 33. So the machine is getting a lot of attention and a lot of, and as a human, we need to be prepared in order to have the right skill, the right capabilities in order to add value to this demand. Also, OECD have different statistics. One of the things that keep my attention was regarding the population age. By 2050, in 27 more years, 45% of the population will be over 50 years old. So this type of demographic is important to know what is going to be, for example, the need for a training police officer with 30-year experience when he's 55 years old. What type of training he needs? What type of, it's going to be just about knowledge, well-being, what type of capability, what type of soft and hard skill he needs in order to perform better. Another interesting that OECD called next stage, are you age ready? This is a traditional three-stage life: education, employment, retirement. And one of the professor mentioned the regarding of the multi-stage model that go in education, employment, but you have career breaks, family, retraining, re-education, self-employment, new form of work, re-enter employment, partial retirement, working half, 20 hours a week, and then full retirement. So these type of things are important in higher education in order to see what are the needs and how we can add value to the need by society, right? Also, the work trends, what I explained before, 70% of the leaders believe they need new talent and skill. But the question is, what type of skill? Soft skill, hard skill, more artificial intelligence, more critical thinking. And the question is back to college, back to higher education. Are we teaching this? Are we preparing our students in critical thinking and problem solving? Not just about a specific career, not just engineering. I'm talking about psychology, medicine, medical doctor, lawyers, machine learning, digital marketing. How we can add value and innovation through different type of college and degrees. 57% of the jobs are vulnerable to automatization by 2030. And one of the interesting and one of the final slides, 40% of workers will require reskilling up to 6 months by 2024, in less than a year, 40%, and by World Economic Forum. And we are feeling and we are working on it, in our case, Dubai Police, in order to fill that gap, because it's one of the big challenges. And I know it happened for our institution like Dubai Police with 25,000 employees that cover a city with around 4 million people. It might happen to the other police forces, but also are challenges that happen to other type of organization. So thank you for listening. Here are two of my books that are both available online: Six Steps to Building a Culture of Quality and Business Process Applied to Business Excellence and Benchmarking. Again, thank you for Dr. Musa and all my colleagues, for the International Academy for Quality, for the kind invitation. Here are my contact information. Please, looking forward for the QA session. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or morning.